banning phase. And End Gaming will be up first. Who will they eliminate? Who will they let through? Only time will tell.
Yeah, the Thatcher ban is pretty standard on Oregon, I would say. I mean, we talked about it earlier about how you only really ever see Thatcher banned on Oregon for that laundry defense, and this should force the Kayad ban come out at some point, as we see a Nomad ban come out from Team Vitality. That's not really a surprise. Like, Nomad's actually really powerful on Oregon. There's been a few times where you can play her and you can just force people to unwinnable situations. We talked a little bit about it when we saw her on Consulate, and we are going to see the Echo ban come out from Team Vitality. And Gaming, I wonder if they're going to ban out the Kayad here, because they do start on defense, of course, and having the Kayad and Mute combo downstairs on Laundry, with also a mirror available, is going to make it almost impossible to attack.
If Kai doesn't get banned, this is going to be horrific, okay? It's going to be horrific, James. Let me just rephrase that. Because now you have both Mute, and you also have that Kaid. So this now means that each team will have to always pick the Maverick. He is now going to be an insta-lock. Maverick can still do well. Maverick can still open up the hatch. Sure, it's risky. Put yourself at, you know, trying to open up a hatch with a blowtorch whenever you cannot shoot back at someone peeking you through your slats. Is what it is, as long as you can get rid of the Mute. But who's to say that End will even play the Kaid? You know, if you... I always talk about this whenever a new DLC operator gets released. Who do you take from your main 5 operators to then fit in another one? They already have the Mute. Are you going to take away Jaeger? No. Are you going to take away Legion? No. Are you going to take away Maestro? Definitely not. Valkyrie, sure, but you still need some kind of presence in terms of intel.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely true. I mean... We've talked a lot about how intel's kind of the name of the game here. If you're bringing the Kayad, it means you're not bringing something else, right?
Yes, exactly. You're
always going to sacrifice stuff, yeah. And I think that's kind of easier for End Gaming to do here, because they might not have as strict strategy as Vitality do. And, like, changing your own operators might not affect their team cohesion as much as it might affect Vitality. So I always say, like, the kind of, like, new teams, the mixed teams, always have a better chance of being, like... adaptable in that sense. We haven't seen it come out yet. I expect it will come out on the basement defense, just because it's so powerful in that basement defense. We're actually going to see a full rotation throughout it. It's kind of interesting. You normally don't see that.
I think that it kind of fits into the playstyle of End. They want to be as aggressive as they can, which is what we've seen over the course of their playdays. But this is Team Vitality, who feeds off aggression. They feed off teams who want to try and put themselves in very awkward positions if they get caught up by surprise. We know Vitality can 5-man push a roamer like it's nothing. They can sleepwalk that push. Wouldn't be surprised if they do the same in this time around. And, well, Yorgome gets panics. Certainly one of the smarter players we have in the scene. But can he prove that? I'm worrying because I see Diffuser still in spawn.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just don't even need the diffuser. Maybe Vitality are that confident.
No, that's not Vitality. Vitality plant the bomb. We know this.
This is the new Vitality demo.
No.
They don't have Zephyr anymore.
No, still plant the bomb. That's
good Capital usage still coming out there to try and clear out tier 3. Hasn't come out to its fruition just yet, as Panics is going to be trying to play around into tier 1 between tier 2 on the stairs. And, yeah, Nitro is going to come out to destroy the Claymore. This could be a devastating run out to the Capital, but no, Bridge will shut him down before he can do anything. And this is looking much better for Vitality.
He nearly killed himself with the young C4. If he did, well, top 10 fails of the week, I think, is what we put that category into.
Yeah, definitely.
But, still, he died either way as one-shot headshot. Even if he did have 100 HP, I don't think that would have mattered. Porrick, however, refrags onto Sneaky. That's a player who's really stood out for Vitality in the entry game. You know, he's been that main guy who's went in hard to try and aggress onto those roamers. Talking roamers, you still have Sloppy, who is still tier 3 off that big tower. Bibu is going to see if he can try and swing on in and potentially catch him by surprise. And Sparkso will actually find Brid. That's going to be the man who was also in the opposite window. But a quick run-out will be enough to eliminate him. Vitality, the aggression, has seemed to have gotten the better of them. They're in disbelief at what's just happened. They've lost their hard breach. They've lost their soft destruction. Now they have basically forced themselves into, what, a kid's push? Maybe there's still a guy tier 3 tower? I don't think so.
Yeah, well, Sloppy's going to find yet another one. There goes Qual. Now it's all down to Bibu and Spark to try and recover the round. This is still winnable, but it's 30 seconds left to go. And you don't have diffuser, but there we go. Bibu is going to finally pick up that diffuser. And it's looking kind of squiffy here. Spark is still going to be playing around onto the big window to try and get in here quickly, but yeah, there's rejammers down. They have no drone. They have no information. They have no idea where anyone is. He's going to be expecting someone to peek out on top of white stairs. Bibu's still downstairs. You get the Maestro cam really, really quickly, but there we go. Elation with the C4 as well as the wallbang coming through. He's going to secure the team kill. Sorry, secure the kill. Bibu's just going to leave.
Steve and Katie.
Doesn't want to give it.
Admirable. That's, you know.
Ah, okay. He like that. That's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. Well, is what it is. Fair play to him, you know? At least he didn't want to get killed. He just takes the rehost and go.
So there we go. We are going to have a rehost after one round, unfortunately. But Team Vitality looking as strong as they normally do. But, I mean, it's in that kids' Dom's main whole defense. I would expect to see them go downstairs now.
Yes, they will head to the basement, and quite similar to what we seen from Border in our last matchup. On a map like Oregon, you have 2 strong bomb sites, which is going to be that kid's bedroom and that laundry room, and then 2 not so strong bomb sites, where you have your dining and you have your big tower hold. For a lot of teams, I feel as if big tower is still a big untapped potential, and maybe if there was a minor tweak. I honestly think if you take one of the windows away from Big Tower in Tier 3, I think that bomb site might actually be a bit viable.
Yeah, I mean, once you get control of T3, that round is over.
It's done.
You've
It's
won.
killed.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Big Tower is just really not popular at all anymore, especially with the recent additions.
It's
of,
so,
like,
so difficult.
Yeah,
yes, that's another thing as well that we kind of have to touch on, is Nomad is also being banned out this match. And I think that's Vitality doing the research. We've seen EnD take that quite religiously whenever they were attacking in their matches. So certainly that Nomad ban on a big tower would literally make that impossible. Sure, Nomad ban, there's still hope, but very slim at that. And I think for Vitality and their kind of playstyle with defense, their adaptation very quick. They can change the tone of the game in an instance. Whenever they want to try and go for a risky play, which just completely changes the pace of a match, that Nomad will stop them. So well done to Vitality for actually being able to look at their weaknesses themselves. That's one thing, Vitality are good at analyzing what they're not good at.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. They're definitely good at kind of like adapting against their own mistakes.
Yeah.
And kind of like thinking on the fly. And we've seen decent adaptation coming out from them during previous matches, especially in their match against M&M. That is something I feel like a lot of teams at this tier really lack. Like the coordination and the communication and the game knowledge to really adapt on the fly. And, you know, that's what separates tier 2 from tier 1. Vitality, we already know, is a very tier 1 capable team. And we'll see if they can return there shortly. Sloppy going to be trying to peek out onto, I know some people call this Area 51, the kind of window there. Some people call it Highway.
I just call it window beside attic.
Right, yeah, you could also call it that.
That work? No? Maybe? No? What do you think?
I always say that the long kind of like roof bit there between the big tower and dorms is Highway. And then the window is Area 51. That's what our callouts were on Epsilon.
We head in, and looking at Vitality, they have started their approach, and a very slow one at that, as quite interestingly, we have seen some fortification being established by the players of EnD. They once again are sticking with this aggression, as they have extended not just into meeting, but have also extended in towards that upstairs as well. Qual just jumps in, and that's an easy crossfire for Panics and Sloppy alike. But still, you have Sparks, who is still trying to push in. He will find Sloppy. Panic's trying his best to go for the refrag, but still misses his shots and will live to fight another day. 45 seconds on the clock. The Roamers have done their job. Even if Panics dies here, this should be enough time, surely, for Elation. And Sparks to try and clutch out the round, and definitely, but Panics, he will put away Spark in his back pocket as it goes into a 3 versus 3. Toxic Babe will start to be deployed, and of course those mute jammers, because your Maverick is trying to enter. He's dead. You can't open up the hatch. This is going to be a locked out round for EnD.
It could be, but they could very easily throw it away. 20 seconds left to go on the clock. As he panics, still holding down onto Kid's Doms. BB trying to get in here, trying to get the kill, but no, he'll go down. And it's going to be not looking too good. It's going to be all down to Sneaky, and Rid to try and bring it in. He'll go down, and Sneaky will manage to pick up Panics on the rotate. He dropped down Electric to see what he can do. So 1v2, but he can't find anything. He's running out of time, and End Gaming will run round number 2.
Vitality need to get their priorities straight. They really do. They are all over the place. They have operators pushing stuff that they shouldn't. I mentioned way back in the first match, whenever we had a discussion about Capitao, is that some teams take a Capitao for utility, but they stick it on their fragger. Their fragger is going to be hunting for kills, not go for the utility. That's what I think we just seen from Vitality. Spark is there for the utility. He's trying to frag.
Yeah, I mean, Maverick entry is not like completely out there, right? But you make a good point.
You need him. You need him.
Yeah, you need him.
It makes me sad. I'm just sad.
He's sad. You hate to see it.
Dude, you despise to see it.
No castle for a down here in defense is very strange.
Well, what also is strange is that they're giving them the double wall, so there's a lot of things strange.
I mean, honestly, I like it, right? Because Oregon is not really a map you can think strategically about, and we already said about how this is very, very attacker-sided, this particular site, right? It's like doing something different and doing something that Vitality is not expected to do might actually work well, although I really only think what they're trying to do here with like opening up loads of sight lines tends to only work if you have a mirror, and they don't have a mirror. So.
Another thing about the way that kind of this bomb site plays, we talked about it. It's one-dimensional. It's one way. Attackers know to take control of small tower, take control of bathroom, and showers. Just showers in this scenario. You open up the wall, you plant. That is how this bomb site is played. And they're taking that a little bit differently. They, first of all, give control of that double wall, but they haven't done it fully. You know, there's still, sight lines, but you cannot go through that. They've kind of put, I think, Vitality in an awkward position where they don't really want to peek. Who wants to try and peek into some ACOGs from like a Maestro or a Dot? Nobody really. They've put a lot of their eggs in towards the basket that is showers. That's where they're trying to put a lot of utility, a lot of fortifications. Possibly we may see some quick runouts as Spark, so has put a camera to try and go for that dining runout. So End have really played this strange, but it's working so far.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that, well, now G2, but Penta used to do, like, on the bank wall, where they'd open it up slightly so you can't thermite it properly. And they kind of did that with the small tower wall, but there is a Zofia. Should be able to open up that wall quite easily, and they should be able to get in here and quickly plant. You see Spark with a great angle here, down onto showers. Although, like, if you know where to pre-fire this, you can, you know, rock people off of it quite easily, but it's still a hard angle to hit. If you've got an ACOG there, it's going to be hard anyway. But Elation on a slow rate of HP, that's basically your only plant denial. Going very, very low down on the floor, but just over halfway into the round now. As you see, no one has died yet, which is actually amazing for this site.
Panics just with that ever so handsome pixel peak. That is a beautiful one, if I must say so myself, but someone's ready for it. As you can see, the Capitao start banging Panic through the sandbag. But still, they're alive, and they're still tapping away. And, well, the utility will be used, and this is Team Vitality. This is a team that will plant at 0.00 seconds, but they're trying to do a little bit more quicker, as Bibu will find Panics with the crossbow bolt. We could see the defuse try and come in quickly. Especially whenever Elation, he's in very low HP. If he tries to peek around with his Toxic Babes and get shot, that will be it, said and done for the smoke. Sparkso will go for an aggressive run out off towards the attic and doesn't find anyone at the moment as the fuse will start to be planted by Brit and it will be stuck. This is signature Vitality at its finest, however, for it. He will find Bibi before Sneaky gets the refrag, cold back sloppy. That'll be all Shiro pretty much as it's a 3 versus 2 and Elation and Sparkso both on low HP. Vitality, all they have to do is sit and wait. However, Elation, he finds Squall, but no, Brid will get the refrag, a double for him. And Vitality, just Vitality, that's them. That is their push. as they will do the business and at least get themselves a round back on the board.
My only disagreement with what was happening there is there was still a nitro from Sparkso right at the end. Like, he could have used it and made it rotate into the small tower and could have attacked Bridge from a different side, other than the side that he expected him to. Small mistakes. I like the strategy that was coming out. I feel like they were trying to play really aggressively around that kind of like... He was jumping out of highway window, and he was trying to, you know, they had a great Valcam up there, and there was an IQ on the board. Clearly didn't find that Valcam, so really well placed. And they had like such great intel, but then no one ever came to that door, and there was that great pixel angle coming out from Panics, but as soon as Bibu takes out his crossbow, that guy's dead. Like, he's not getting out of that situation.
We move in, and we will be headed back upstairs for EnD, and well, certainly this is a bomb site, which really took it to Vitality. I think Vitality did get caught out by surprise. That might have been just first round jitters, to be honest. And I don't think that this time it'll work for EnD. We could see a complete switch up for Vitality. They could just opt to go for the standard, you take control of Armory, you push in towards that master bed, and you open up the wall and plant. That's kind of, you know, the most standard push you can go for. Or, instead of them kind of trying to go for split pushes where they send two players over towards Junkyard, we could see everybody try and take control of Big Tower, especially if they've learned their lesson. They should know, yeah, there's actually two people playing inside of that area.
Honestly, I don't even think you have to deal with Big Tower at all. You can push from the complete opposite side, take control of Armory, and you can push through that way instead. Maybe you might want it if you want to put a Capital onto highway window and just open it up like that. But I don't know, I think Vitality, if they don't clear out T3, they either have to push somewhere else, or they're probably just going to lose the round entirely. But it looks like they are being committed to clearing T3. And expecting Sloppy is still up here. They need the Capital to do this, though.
Again, it's the priorities that I always talk about, is who are they going to send into frag? I'd probably send Qual and Sneaky in if I'm going to send anybody. I think Qual has been a proven fragger as well for this team. He's been stepping up big, and mostly on his butt plays, but still, IQ, they're bringing it because they know that, yeah, these Valkyrie cameras have actually been quite a pest to the Vitality lineup. Panics, instead of him trying to go for those aggressive runouts, he is instead going to try and play inside a kitchen. The reason why he's inside a kitchen is to try and stop denial in the kid. Whenever Vitality, if you take control of Big Tower, that's kind of their signature push, where they take control of Attic, that nullifies any runouts, and then they start going for those kids' bedroom windows. So if they play someone below a C4, that push doesn't happen. They cannot swing in as easy, they cannot plant. Red, he manages to spot Jaeger on the room with that pre-placed drone. We'll just fire a flashbang to say, go away. And Sloppy just bides his time.
Yeah, bides his time. They've got the control that they really needed in those first rounds, but still no one dead just yet. This could be a beautiful C4 from Panics if he times it right. Capital Bots will start to go down, but Spark gets the kill onto Torok. Something with a C4 sooner rather than later. Hopefully Panics does guess right. He should have a Valkyrie cam out here, surely, if he's actually trying to do this correctly, but I guess he doesn't.
IQ probably got it.
Yeah, I mean, he had a Valkyrie cam before that I didn't get, so, you know,
just throw it.
Could be good. Just throw it.
Could have thrown it. Just do it.
Do it.
Oh.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
No, stop. Artso finds Bibu. It does go into a 4 versus 4, and that's your Capitao dead, but I'm sure he probably has used his utility. And Panic still below. He's just waiting for that signature sound cue off the repel. Sneaky finds Spark, so he was also aggressive downstairs in white. And Panics, instead of going for that kids, he's rotated below the bathroom where diffuser's being planted. Elation takes full advantage of the lack of cover from the players of Vitality. 10 seconds to go. Panics alone instead of a 1 versus 3. Sneaky will finally finish off Elation. That C4 that was pre-placed doesn't find anything. And Sneaky will go for the plant. But cover will be held. There we go. Panics falls. Good run from Vitality. Big round from Sneaky.
So close. He could have clutched that if he had just waited like a second. He knew the other guy was down. He knew they had to plant. There was no reason for him to play that aggressively, but wow. EnD Gaming are putting up such a great fight, but we're going to have a rehearse, unfortunately.
Yay. Takes me back
it wouldn't
to,
be Siege without a rehearse.
It takes me back to Season 7.
Who's an upstairs defense? And as you said, Demo, they have free reign on pick of what they want to go to. Now, where do you think they're going to go?
No laundry. Again, I would have liked to see the kids again. I thought they nearly had it. It was so there. But maybe they just want to keep Vitality always picking the same lineup. Never predictable. That's like, look at Vitality. They have picked the same operators.
Also, this was really a horrific attack from Vitality last time.
It was just the fact that they had Spark Frag whenever he shouldn't have been. F-bots maybes. Who knows? Oh, okay. That's terrifying.
Ooh. I like the 6th pick as well. Like, a Blitz on Oregon. I mean, you casted a Demo. You saw.
Yep. I even remember whenever Blitz first got the buff. Like, way back when. And I remember it was Leon Gibbs in this buck way back then in Oregon, like season 7. That was terrifying.
Last season in Challenger League, there was T3H and Falco was playing on T3H. And I remember it's actually in the intro video for CL.
16 kills or something.
Yeah, he went absolutely massive as Blitz on Oregon. And I really feel sorry for the team they were playing against, because dealing with Falco on Blitz in Oregon, it's just not a fun time. If you play against a player who's really good at shields, like Connor, we were talking about him earlier,
he's just an annoying shield.
It's not enjoyable at all.
Like, Connor just stands in front of you. Like, he just keeps shield swapping. Like, and it's like, he's never going to kill you. Like, he's never going to take his pistol out. He just keeps making you look at him. It's,
yeah, Julio's the same as well. Like, there's so many, like...
That's Brazil, though.
Yeah, but he's still a decent, like, Blitz player. It's kind of hard to be a good Blitz player in like, so heavy. Oh my god, the rush comes down! They're just all the way into the site. Bieber and Brit pick kills, but Sloppy shuts it all down with a double kill of his own. Brit and Bieber go down, but Sneaky does get the refrag. There goes Sloppy. And now it's a 3v2. All of a sudden, they're into the site. They have control. And Panic is there to try and put it down where he can. Sparkso on the flank does find one. But no, he doesn't start with the insta-flick. This guy just got turned on. It's a 3v1. It's all down to Panic. He does still have 2 Griswold mines. He can deny the defuse, but no, the Blitz is in his face. Qual is going to flash in. Panic has no idea where he is right now. And the flash is going to come down from Qual, but he's very, very low on HP. Everyone is right now. The pistol whip comes out. Oh, the double kill from Panix! It's all down to Qual, but no, he's injured. And oh my god, Panix has no idea that this man is injured right now. He's playing it so passively. He's going to go for the defuse. It looks like he's just going to stick it. He's relying on those L mines. He doesn't realize that Qual is injured right now. And he's going to get the counter defuse. What a clutch from Panix!
Huh? What just happened? Does anyone know? Someone please find Panix and
Vitality. They took the Blitz and they were like, let's just push. These guys are so bad. Oh, we'll just push into the site. And then Panix just said, no, you're not gonna do it to me today.
He just pistoled them mafia style. Execution. What? Anywho,
Panix
gaming.
He's not taking prisoners today.
Wow, I mean, that was.
You said it yourself. Panix is one of the best players in ECL right now. Like,
yeah, he has the pedigree. He has that established connection with himself. You know, everybody knows Panix. He's been around for so long. Teamed in, he's been in many teams. He used to have his own team Vitality at stage.
Yep.
Guy has been around for quite a while, and of course, unfortunately, Benton Sports decided to bench him, and well, he's found greener pastures. Really, EnD? It's a completely different EnD than what we've seen throughout other Challenger League seasons. You know, EnD has always been around Challenger League. If you go back to last season, they barely managed to make it in to the playoffs, and whenever they did, well, they kind of got shut down pretty quickly. But still, EnD Gaming have been a completely revitalized team.
They have been. I really think that the addition of Sparkso as well has added into like a decent amount of strategy, because of course he was the analyst for the stream. He knows a decent amount about the game. He knows a decent amount about how to play teams and how to play competitive well. And yeah, he's done very, very well himself as well. I mean, like stats-wise, he's looking really impressive as well. So he has the 2nd highest cost in EUCL. So like that on its own should tell you how much of a consistent player he is right now.
Reloading.
So EnD will start to have that more aggressive feature this time, also defending that kitchen like we've seen them do last time. They've been very sporadic in how they've went around their defense. You know, you look at the first round, they had the extension into attic. The second round, they had the extension into attic, plus the kitchen hold. And now they've sacked off the attic, and they just have the kitchen hold. So they're making Vitality work for it, which I love to see. If you give Vitality access to their whatever they want to do, they will win that round. We know that Vitality have some of the best executions in all of Europe. That rush, maybe not so much, but still, I think that was just down to possibly the blitz not killing him, which I'm quite surprised he didn't. So, if what maybes is what it is, but still, and they have the advantage at the meantime. If they take this to 4-2, I'm not even going to call how the second half's going to go.
There's no way he has intel right now to try and do this, because he's trying to do it again, but nobody goes to C4, goes out, there we go, quals out of it! Oh my god. He must have had intel then. He must have known it. He was there. Wow, that was really good. You lost your Capital and your IQ. Those are massive picks coming out already from EnD Gaming. They're looking really good to lead them onto a 4-2 scoreline, but it's not out of it just yet. It is 3v5. Vitality's still looking a bit squiffy, however, as they have got pretty good Kid Storm's control. Although, I'm pretty sure this attic rotation is still available, and there's no one covering it right now, but Sneaky does pick up Spark, so that's the first kill for Vitality this round, as EnD Gaming start to fall apart a little bit, but not quite good enough.
Certainly, and they have so much momentum behind them, and they are flying high, but Grid does keep them at bay for the meantime, as Torek he will fall. That's going to be the Maestro off the board. And another thing to keep in mind, Panics doesn't have a C4 anymore. We could potentially just see a quick push in the bomb site because the last two remaining defenders are going to be below inside a kitchen. Pretty sure Sneaky knows not to go for the rappel because someone did get C4'd from below previously, so they should know that. Sloppy goes to the rental running onto dining. However, the diffuser has been planted at the default. Panics and Sloppy will have to try and retake the bomb site. And no intel. Well, there is a bit of intel from the Maestro cameras being available, but Panics does not have that C4. Spark will finish off Sloppy as he tries to rotate up in towards Small Tower. Panics, he will find the door back and roll down Brid, but still, Spark, he's outside a double door. This is going to be awkward retake, to say the least, for Panic. I don't even... Yeah, he knows he's dying because he got the tag out, but Spark holding the angle with the ACOG. That will be enough to finish off Panics, and well, it was looking good for EnD, but Vitality just staying strong. They push on forward, and that does set them up into an even split going into the next half.
Not really what you'd expect. I expect this to be a little bit more defense-sided, but the defenses have been very, very, very close from EnD. I mean, you've had some great clutches come out. Panics has performed pretty well throughout the entire matchup, but round number 7 getting underway, and now you're starting to think that, this is interesting, and wow, we're already seeing Big Tower. I like it.
Very intriguing. I'm excited to see how this is actually going to play out. And you can kind of see, okay, this is what I like, because they've just baited the Kaid.
Yeah.
So if you're looking at it,
laundry.
yes, you automatically think, okay, we've banned Thatcher, that means we have to deal with potential tricking, so we're going to bring the Maverick. We're probably now talking about the prep for what you're going to do for laundry. So this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be something. Big Tower, I mean, you're gonna realize really quickly they've gone Big Tower, right? And this is a pretty easy take. The Valkyrie might make this easier on the defense, and Maestro obviously adds in that info. But we talked about it's all about tier 3, and we have a Capital in the board in the attack. So that's gonna make it much easier to take tier 3.
I'm curious to see if they are going to forfeit and try and play off a retake, but like we said, as soon as you plant in tier 2 and you have tier 3 control, only one staircase. That's not going to work for you. That's the whole thing about Big Tower, it's so linear. You don't have a lot of options in terms of retake potential. But, and they may be looking to possibly take control of P1, because as soon as I see somebody come below, I always think they're going to try and rush in towards A, and just plant default out the door, which again is an even harder position to retake from. But you will have Sneaky playing on the stairs, trying to cover this side of the map. And Panic's just waiting, and quite interesting. We see a hole being made to stop this push happen. But is Panic smart enough? Can he use that big brain of his to realize that, hold on a minute, Something's not right.
Well, I mean, yeah, if he didn't realize before, he's gonna realize now. As Brit on the
things
smoke.
is not like the other.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a super obvious angle, but oh, panics! He wins the fight. Brit goes down. That's a great kill. That's already taken like one of the strongest players off of Team Vitality and the smoke off of the board. And 1 minute into the round, this is looking really, really good for EnD Gaming all of a sudden.
Panic still just on the drone, cautious of someone else who may be lurking below him, but that's Brid. That's the guy we said that really pins Vitality's hopes and dreams upon whenever they are defending and going for retakes. We've seen that guy do mad stuff with the SMG-11. Panic spots out still that lurking Legion. Just biding his time. They know it's a minute 30. They've killed the smoke. That gives them more time. They don't have to play around toxic faves no more. Qual is now rotated below and is going to try and put pressure on the Panics. And this A-take is looking more and more feasible for the players of EnD. As we will see Sparkso trying to enter his way in, Sloppy as well, covering different angles just to allow the attackers to have a more fluent motion going in towards the bomb site. But still a minute to go. Nothing's really happened since that first kill. I think both teams are just waiting for one another to do something. Eventually, EnD will have to go for it, and they will start their approach.
Yeah, I mean, they have the mana advantage, so they can definitely play off of that quite well. Panic's definitely trying to still hunt down Romas where he can, but he lets the Jaeger slip past him. Sneaky and Spark both pick up kills because of it. Turret does shut down Sneaky in return, however, they know Spark just slipped past him. Qual picks up Toro, and Panic is going to try and reframe where he can. He'll seal one, but will not be able to seal the kill just yet. Takes the Legion Man out of his foot, and the Legion does find one, but instantly traded up by Qual. It's now all down to Panics, but no, he can't find anything. Qual with the triple kill takes down Panics to end the round. Team Vitality win a big, big defense.
That is a great defense from Vitality. Maybe a little bit poor from EnD. I like the kind of approach they went for. Very unique. Typically, we don't see just quick A pushes. If we do, it'll probably with like a Montagna. That's kind of what we're expecting from the plant at the doorway kind of strategies. Typically, that tier 3 is what teams play for. And maybe should have went for that. You know, they're bringing the Capital. You may as well use that utility before it gets wasted somewhere else. That does mean we will see the laundry room and supply room. So, even though Thatcher has been banned, Vitality will not be bringing that mute. And they will not be bringing that Kai. They've once again picked it. We will see the clash.
You're a big fan of the clash, Dem.
I wouldn't say big fan. I think she has her advantages, but for the most part, he's, I think, average at best. Sure, she has her moments, but for the most part, whenever there's frag grenades, there's Sophia, there's, you know, Nomads now in the game. You also have Capital Bolts. Many things that counter a clash. Sure, the sidearm is great, it's fully automatic, does great damage, but overall, you're still a heavy. You lack the speed enough to try and go for rotates. I think the disadvantages kind of overcome the advantages.
It can. I think she's just a really easy operator to deal with. Although, with the Thatcher ban, it's actually much easier to play a clash here because, like, Capital is a big counter, but there's no Sophia on the board. We haven't really seen much Sophia from EnD. Capital is really your only counter here. Clash can actually do so much damage with the movement slow and the 5 damage per tick. It can be really, really annoying to deal with, and with a good Roma behind her as well. I'm not so sure for Oregon, maybe because of the really tight hallways, and that does make Clash a little bit more effective when she's in those like long, tight hallway situations.
Sneaky will find Panics as he was trying to play off the hole being made by that Maverick, but of course that big bad clash is starting to make some noise and will provide some intel and just kind of let the players of EnD know you're not taking meeting anytime soon. Sparky has been reset and will be picked up by Brennan. Of course, he can try and rotate him way back up and help his teammates if he needs to. And with 2 minutes to go, they've got rid of the IQ. Not an operator that we're kind of expecting much out of in terms of utility for this lineup anyway. There's nothing there that IQ can get rid of. Sure, maybe an ADS, but you're never going to be able to shoot through the floor because on this particular laundry, this entire flooring is not destructible, which is why it's a very choke hazard and bottleneck kind of bomb site. Bibby as well, still trying to find more intel. He's trying to play as aggressive as he can, but I think those Maverick calls will be very pesky to deal with, because Bibby always has to turn himself towards those holes. He just can't, you know, for example, if someone pushes him in towards meeting, he either has a choice to either face the Maverick holes or face to the player. Either way, you're probably going to lose that engagement, whichever way you turn.
Just with their angle view, yeah, I agree. It's just going to be really, really annoying for the Clash to try and play around. But Sloppy is going to pick up kill immediately, traded out by Spark to Grid because of his own kill installation. Trying to move through on Flash and see what he can do. Torque very, very low in HP as well as Spark, but it is a 2v2. But having this Clash in this situation, that's really bad idea.
Really low.
And yeah, there we go. There you go, Spark. As you said, very, very low in HP. It's finally going to go down. It's all down to Spark, so in a 1v2 against the Clash, I don't see your favors being too high here. But Spark's are going to try his best regardless. Still has a nade available, so still has the ability to take out this Clash with a very well-placed and well-timed nade. He's going to rotate back up to the hash to see what else he can do, but he's running out of time. 20 seconds left to go on the clock. He finally pulls out the nade to see what he can do. Just see the Clash that is standing right there. Clash should not let herself get naded, and BB's going to be very, very aware of this fact. As Sparks just drops into the site, he just takes all this damage and he's going to go down. He realizes it's an unwinnable situation. BB takes him down, and Team Vitality take round number 8 with a great Clash strategy from them as well.
I'm quite sad that we don't have a unique icon for the death symbol of a Clash. It's just skull and crossbones. Why do we not have like a little taser symbol? Huh? What's that about? It's just if he's just died of natural diseases. He just died. Has a plague. He's just died. That's it.
Unlucky. But we are going to get through into round number 9, and Vitality just dominating on these defenses so far. But we saw the same thing from EnD Gaming. It's not impossible for the return to come through. Bridge going to stick pick from the castle back onto the smoke. Maybe kind of trying to put off the off. Maybe might go doms, but you can bring a castle upstairs. So I'm not sure what the castle's. I mean, I think there was. I don't know. Like, why would you hide the smoke? I don't know.
I think, yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. I can't really talk too much about that. Just sick picking for the sake of sick picking, potentially. So we move on to our kids, and just looking at what we kind of seen from kids. This is going to be our 4th time at this bomb site.
Could be our kids.
Our kids. Don't know about that one. But
Don't see the long rotate through attic this time from Vitality. They're going to reinforce the side of Big Tower. But overall, other than that, it's looking like a pretty similar defense to what EnD had.
We already have seen this bomb site be played 3 times already, and that had previously went 1 for EnD. We've seen it 1 for an attack won by Vitality, and then we have also then seen Vitality win yet again another attack on kids. So at the moment, it's had a 66% win rate in favor of attackers, so this might actually work well for EnD if they play their cards right. They have quite a similar set of operators, I would say, to kind of what we've seen Vitality. The only difference, I believe, being is that we're seeing Sledge instead of what the Sophia was being brought by Sneaky time and time again. But, hey, is what it is. It's still a soft breacher nonetheless. If there's castle barricades, they get rid of that. Maestro cameras may be a little bit more tricky to deal with. That's my only worry, I think.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, technically, you're thinking, right, that Maverick is a counter to Maestro, but that very, very rarely is a counter. The only thing you've got really is dealing with those things is like Sledge with nades and his Sledge. But Tarek could have picked up the very first kill of the round. There goes Spark ready. And now they have attic control, basically. Torch should be able to open up that wall easily as that, and they should be able to get control of the attic and then push up the kids' room windows. This is the kind of, like, mistake that Vitality made during their attacks, that they didn't take control of attic, and then they just left a drone there, and then they had people repelling kids for absolutely ages.
Onyx trying to enter in with that IQ, has the 5-5-2 commando, but Sneaky will actually find Torque. That's the Thermite gone. That's the hard breacher eliminated. So that master bedroom take is out of the question for the players of EnD. They will have to play aggressive with their gun skill, but quite smartly, as you can see, the 2 players who are still lurking in the bottom floor, or the mid floor, should I say, have decided to take what they have gotten and go back to the bomb site. So smart plays, they know that they've done the damage, they've got rid of the nades, so those Maestro cameras will be here to stay unless Sloppy wants to run in the heart of the bomb site and go for a Maverick, which I don't think that's going to happen. But still, Thermite gone, that's your hard destruction. So EnD have two options. They either rotate and try and go for the kid's bedroom, but again, that's still very risky. We can have a potential jump out. They still don't know if someone could have rotated down the bottom floor and rotated up the big tower. Their only options here is going to be white stairs and double window. I think that's probably what we're going to favor, especially when we're planning to just save one slice towards armor.
Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, we now see the white stairs push coming out from Panics, and he could do a lot of damage here. And it's going to be all about how this last second execute is going to come down, because if they jump in... Oh, no. The diffuser isn't outside bedroom. What is going on here? Relation just runs up the stairs. He gets killed. What is happening? He jumps up, and Panics is going to refrag, but there we go. The jumping comes from Sloppy. He takes down Brid, and Endgame takes round number 9. What I thought was going to happen is that the Capital was going to sit outside the double window. They were going to smoke off, like, the connector area. They were going to smoke off, like, fire off kids. And they were going to jump in and plant. And then Panics was going to hold it from top of white stairs. But then he just ran in. What?
Kid's in a very awkward position at the moment. We have only seen one Kid's defense out of the 4. It's a 25% win rate for defenders. That's quite surprising for a map which arguably only really has those two strong bomb sites, that being Kids and that being Laundry. But Vitality will decide to pick up Kids once again. And the way it's going, James, we may be on for a 48-round game day.
Yeah, no, we might be. It might go the entire distance, which, yeah, wouldn't be completely out of the question, but we are in Oregon, so different things can happen. We do see the Valkyrie come out this time from Bibu. I'd like to see the Valkyrie here. I mean, we saw Panics bring it during EnD's defenses here, and it worked out pretty well for them, honestly. Like, they had downstairs control for a while. So Vitality's going to try and play the same strategy here. I think it's really effective, especially with C4. I mean, if anything else, you have planted that, right?
Yeah, you have that essence where I think for attackers, there's always that fear factor. If you see certain operators that you know will stop your plant, then you will have to deal with that, or else, just like we know, C4s, whatever gets tossed in, that's going to be round done either way. So having the presence of these different operators just means that the attackers have to work more. Attack is all about finding out what's strong against your particular attack, and then you try and stop that from happening. That's what the whole adaptation from attackers have to do with. That's why we see brand new teams do well in defense, but struggle on the attacks, because you need to have that coordination. Team Vitality, on their attacks, yes, those first 2 rounds, it was a big struggle, but that was just, I think, just tiny mistakes. But overall, what we see in the consistency from Team Vitality on their attacks is that their communication and team chemistry is always on point. And that's something that Vitality will always have over EnD, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I feel like the EnD, and maybe stretching it here, have better gun skill, and that's why they're doing so well. I mean, especially Panics. Oh, no.
Just do it! Yay!
Oh, sneaky, gonna go down so early on, caught on his cell phone. Kids these days, Demo. Always playing on their phones.
You're like 21. You're not even that old.
I'm 22.
Wow,
You're
sorry. Sorry.
You're a kid. I'm kids these days, chat. Moving on. Round number 10 getting underway, and we already see Endgame with a pretty decisive advantage in terms of manpower, but also taking the Jaeger off the board. Not a massive utility pick, but a pick nonetheless, and we've seen the Jaegers be pretty sneaky.
Sneaky has always been that lone rule. Panics puts Brid to bed, and however, Vitality, 2 quick kills, those put inside of a 2 versus 3, but the damage has already been done. Panics on a tear, actually Sparkso steals that away from him as Bibu falls, and it's all down to Spark. 1 versus 3, trying to retake from white stairs. Will Panics get himself yet again another kill? But no, just holding firm. Spark doesn't know what to do in this scenario. This is a lost cause. And Sloppy puts a bullet in the back of his head, and EnD Gaming, well, they will bounce back as we head to 5 rounds apiece. And well, James, we've got a 48-rounder tonight.
Every single game has gone the full distance. That is actually insane. Yeah. This is just so close. I mean, I think a lot of people are looking at this matchup and thinking, oh, Vitality should take this. But EnD Gaming, I think that it's the map, right? Like, I don't understand why we went to Oregon. I don't know why Vitality would take them here, because any other map, and it would not be this close, in my opinion. But
it's Oregon. If
I also think that Panix is actually just sick of it. This man has just run in and just gunned people for fun. He's had so many entry kills.
Kind of became alive, I think, after that clutch he had. It's just fueled his adrenaline. Like, you know, it's probably through the roof at this stage, and that's terrifying. Whenever a player is off in one, you know, his chain has been unleashed. What can you do to stop that? Not a lot.
Yeah, he's also taking down, like, some of the most important plays from Vitality. His entry as Ash on the first attack round was against Brid. And then his entry in that round, he's taking down Sneaky. So you're taking, like, down the top fraggers coming out from Vitality. And, yeah, that's going to be pretty devastating coming out from them. This man is one to be feared. And Panix is bringing the Zofia this round for his downstairs attack this time.
So we will see once again Vitality with that clash. Bibu, he brought something unique to the table, which I loved. I love the fact that it's just this kind of immovable object that you can't really touch. She is the Montagna on the defense, but with an added bonus.
And this is why we see the Zofia being brought in by him.
And also, that's why we see the Nomad being banned out, I reckon.
You reckon? Yeah, no, that's a good point. Yeah.
Why else would you know, sure, she has her advantages on possibly a kid's. On this, you know, Nomad, I think, on Laundry, doesn't bring too much, my opinion.
Almost a very early kill coming out in Panix's favor there, but just misses it by a micro inch there. As Panix just moves through the drone onto the attic. Make sure there's no one up here still. He's going to confirm that there's no one up here. He has control of attic now and should actually gain control of beating quite soon as well, as Elation has moved his way into Big Tower. Or just outside it. Sparkso will start to drone out ahead of Panix. They have decent control. I mean, Sloppy also has control here, just outside Pantry, and this wall's actually soft, but it was hard last time.
Sloppy's still trying to find something. Just anything that gives his team an advantage, just to get them into it. Quite surprised he's not going up to actually open up a hole. Sure, last time they did that, Panix got killed from that particular angle, and quite interesting that we've seen Vitality give them a soft wall for a change. Something we didn't really see last time. But looking at EnD, they've kind of flushed everyone away from meeting. They've felt the pressure. Vitality have decided to take what they have already gotten and just get out of town. As Bibi will start to relocate downstairs, where he can be used as more of a utility tool and intel. Another thing we come back to, James, Flash, she gives intel.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, I think a lot of people look past the point that Clash is actually an intel operator at her core. She has, like, really clear shield. She's like a mobile mirror.
With an added feature, of course, which will be tasers in the side, which are very pesky to deal with. Because it's just that kind of slow effect. I think if she didn't have the slow, she would certainly not be anywhere near as a denial operator. But certainly the fact that you have that slow, in this scenario, it's so awkward to deal with. So quite smartly, we have seen the switch up. Last time Panix was always in the IQ. This time, he has a Zofia for this particular reason. Sloppy, in combination with that Zofia charge, will be enough to eliminate that clash. That's the big issue that they dealt with last time. Gone. Torque will try and go for the defuse, but the other issue, which is those canisters, the Capitao with Fixie and Bolts will be fired in, and just delays it for the meantime, but still, Spark has a C4, he could drop at any moment to try and stop the plant. Defuse gets right to plant anyway, but no, another toxic wave, another right cell will come in, kill Flurry out, as EnD Gaming come on top of the 2 versus 3, Torque, Panix and Sloppy are low on HP, and Sloppy will pick up a double, Torque will go for the defuse, Quali sees the head, and he will find it, what a clutch from Vitality, Qual on the LMG, massive plays, EnD Gaming gift them the round, and Team Vitality at least secure themselves the draw.
Oh my god, that was so close. How did they let him push up like that? Oh, that is actually heartbreaking for EnD Gaming. They almost caused the biggest upset we've seen in Challenge League already. Wow, that's got to be heartbreaking for EnD. But at least on the flip side of this, now Vitality have to go either dining or rear stage. They will choose to go to Big Tower, and we've already seen this defense once come out. EnD Gaming should be very familiar with it, but Vitality actually defended this quite well last time.
Vitality had a very unique playstyle, but at the same time, I think it was EnD also playing a very unique playstyle. You know, we don't ever really see players just try and walk in towards A unless you are dealing with a Montana on your side. So typically is that tier 3. Another thing to keep in mind, already we have just seen EnD Gaming lose 2 drones right off the bat.
Yeah, that's not a great start. I mean, I'd be pretty demoralized after that round, honestly, knowing that, you know, you can't win the match. But what an intense fight it's been. I mean, no one can look, even if it isn't a draw or a Vitality win. Either way, EnD Gaming have put up an insanely good fight.
It's just a completely different EnD than what we're used to. You know, we never, ever really get to see it. But it is what it is, and I really hope this hasn't happened what I think's happened. I really hope not, because as you can see, our stream, I think, has decided to crash, and this is one of 2 reasons. It's either because we're just having some delay, or else the match has been finished and the observer just turned it off and forgot about the delay. Are you in the game? Is the game good? I think the game's good. I think we're just having some buffering issues, guys. Okay, thankfully, because that's happened to me before, where the observer cut it without a delay and I missed the entire last map or round of a match. So, yeah, unfortunate. And I'm good. I don't know what's happening. Oh no, we're not looking too good, guys. This isn't good. James, how you looking?
I'm getting the same clip of Spark reinforcing this wall over and over again.
Can we get some Fs? Can we do that, boys? Can we get some Fs in chat? That'd be good.
That is that's unlucky.
Well, James, tell me about your perfect Sunday.
My perfect Sunday.
Yeah.
It starts off with a full British breakfast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get my paper. I get my coffee.
Yeah.
I read the news.
Uh-huh.
I go out later on.
Yep.
I do a bit of work. You know, got to do a little bit of work on Sundays.
Oh, yeah.
Feel you did something productive, right? Then I go out. We have some lunch in town. You know, do a bit of shopping.
Yep.
Come back, play some video games, play some Siege Ranked. You know.
Uh-huh.
Then once I get tilted, then back to the grind of analyst stuff and doing stuff, and then preparing for EUCL and casting.
Absolute
famous caster demo.
Perfect Sunday in its finest. So, well, we don't know what's happened. As of right now, that round has been played out. So, I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure that we will not see the conclusion of this match, but more than likely we will have the result. Again, apologies, this is not on our behalf. But anyway, from what we've seen, James, you have to admit that EnD Gaming put up one heck of a fight, whatever the outcome.
There's no swearing on the stream demo.
What, heck?
Yeah, that's a bad word. Chat,
that's not,
like, back me up on this. This is a bad word, okay? It's bad people say heck. Oh, God, I just...
What the... That's no, James. It's what it is. But anyway...
I'm a pure Christian, but
Getting back to EnD, what do you have to say to EnD Gaming personally?
Panix is crazy. He's the best player in the world. There. That's all I have to say.
Panix is the best player in the world.
Confirmed.
I don't know about that one. I think there's a certain Swedish player that takes that quite seriously. So just watch your tongue, or else the Lord shall smite thee where he stands.
We'll see.
So just be careful about that. But anyway,
well, EnD Gaming put up a hell of a fight. I thought Vitality went into that matchup maybe a little bit overconfident, but then by the end of when they got to the defenses, they realized they need to step it up a bit.
Yeah,
and they're trying to bring in some pretty weird strats, and that ultimately is probably what pushed them to at least a draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vitality, I think we're looking at actually probably the weakest Vitality side. Well, me and you haven't seen the Trust game, so we don't know how that kind of went down. But certainly from what we've witnessed anyway, the weakest Vitality side I think we've seen. It has to be said.
Yeah, I mean, like, just in terms of actual fragging power, I mean, Oregon is a very linear map. We talked about it a lot. There's not a lot of strategic stuff you can do. So, yeah. If you're winning your gunfights, which endgaming we're doing a lot, like, if you win your ones and everything like that, it goes very, very, very well into your favor. And we definitely saw a lot of that going for endgaming, especially on the side of where Panics was involved in gunfights. And Sparkso as well was doing quite well early on in the game. So, like, you look at those kind of things, and then you get to the defense's Vitality, and they realize they're not going to win this conventionally. They have to start to do things differently. They go big tower immediately. They bring in this clash strategy.
Yeah.
Clearly things they're saving for a situation like this. Oregon is not a map you can really strategically play, and the fact that Vitality found a way to do that is very impressive from their side.
And looking at, just overall in Oregon, in terms of the rounds, and in terms of defenders and attackers, currently at round number 11, it is 6 defender wins and 5 attacker wins. So certainly the closest we've had. You take a look at our last match between Eminem and Goskilla. That was, I believe, I think it's something like a 66% defender sided in Border. You also then had Pact versus EnD, which had a 75% attack win rate. So Oregon overall just shows that it is so frag heavy that really either side can take it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Consular also tends to play a little bit like that as well.
Yep.
So, yeah. In the end, I think it just came down to what it was originally going to come down to anyway, is that Vitality have that superior strategy and superior kind of like game knowledge that they really put into effect, but an insanely good fight coming out from Endgaming to make that victory as hard as possible to attain for Vitality. And yeah, I don't think anyone really expected that to happen. I think that Endgaming have proven a lot that maybe people weren't expecting out of them. I mean, like, they didn't have an amazing run through Challenger League last season. They finished 4th. They went into the playoffs. They got absolutely destroyed by Empire.
Barely. Yeah.
Just barely made it to playoffs. And then they had a couple of roster changes, and like when people make roster changes, the team looks weaker, right? But we've seen a lot of roster changes in decent CL teams that have actually made them better. EnD's definitely one of them. Eminem's another one of them. Extreme's another as well. Like, we saw a better Extreme today because of Lion.
Yeah.
So like, maybe point. Roster changes are better at tier 2.
Yeah, even though Pact didn't win, you still have to admit it was better than what previous Pact. And because, again, they had a stand-in today. It's always something. So?
Yeah, well, we've just had confirmation from ESL that it is a draw. Unfortunately, it looks like we didn't get to see the very end of it. We have some issues with the playing feed, but it was a draw between Endgaming and Vitality. I think that's a fair score. I think Endgaming would walk away with that pretty happy that they've drawn against the only undefeated team in Challenger League.
Endgaming should hold their heads up high to even come close to a team like Vitality, who we know are the strongest, who are the favorites. There's nothing that you can really say EnD did bad. They were so nearly there, but still, next week, I am looking so forward to see how this EnD roster does next week. But that is going to be us done for this evening. We had 48 rounds being played out here tonight. And how about we take a look at our overall schedule and have a look at to see what scores we had and who won, who lost, who took the draws, everything in